The time has come to talk about the new Minecraft vote. The new mob vote in Minecraft is coming up, and they added crabs, armadillos, and penguins. Those are three very interesting mobs. I thought I was just going to be talking about them for a little bit and try to find which one would be the best to vote for. And maybe, just maybe, try to influence you guys that the armadillo is the best option to get. Right, let's start with the penguin. So, in the trailer we clearly see that the penguins push boats around, which I think is a bit weird because just pushing boats around isn't really that useful, right? I guess it depends on how the penguin works, because if it's like a dolphin, then absolutely no use at all. Absolutely nobody uses boats like that. The only times people actually use boats are like at the beginning of the game when you're exploring. And you're not gonna get a penguin when you're exploring because you haven't settled down yet, and you're gonna have to take them across land if you want to get out your boat and do weird stuff. But what I'm thinking and what I'm hoping is that you can put the penguin in the boat, and then it makes it faster. If that is the case, then it is actually a very solid mob, because it makes ice highways even faster. Ice highways are insane. Amazing. But it also means that the boats would be faster on land. So that's a pretty cool thing, even though if the penguin goes in the boat, the only reason you would have a boat on land is to transport villagers or animals, so like, kind of what was the point of it? Well, you know, if it works, it works. That's a thing. But it is pretty cool because we also see them jumping very high on the boat, so it means that they could dive out of the boat. What? So it means that they could dive out of the water at like quite a few blocks high, which I think is pretty cool. And speeding up is also very cool, it's just not as useful. The penguin's still pretty nice though, it's pretty cute. It is very cute. By the way, the penguins live in stony shores. Now let's go to the crab, which is my second choice. And also it was the first video that was released from the mob vote, so it is pretty cool. Now the crab is a very nice looking mob, like it's actually designed very nicely. At least in the trailers for it. I think it is very cute, and the crab rave meme, I absolutely love that. So, good reason. Point to crab. Big point to crab. Crab. But there is a kind of big downside to it, just existing. Not about the items yet, we're not into that yet. But they only spawn in mangrove swamps, which could be a bit of a problem, because that is also where frogs go, that is also where frogs live, and I'm assuming they're not gonna really fight or anything, these mobs. But mangrove swamps are so rare. When has everyone actually even searched for a mangrove swamp? Because I have no clue. They're very awesome though, they're very nice. But no one really tries to find them. If people go out for swamps, it's gonna be the normal one because they have slimes in them. And sometimes witches for some reason. Why would you, I don't know why people would search for swamps so they can get witch from them. Wow. Nice house, I guess. But I've been a bit too negative. The crab does have a lot of potential, and I'm still not getting into the items because I don't need to yet. The crab is just a very solid option, because in the trailer it is seen climbing like the trees vertically, which means that there is a possibility they will program that, which means that spiders might also do it. And that is absolutely amazing, because the crabs have an ugly animation where they just go like and then they fall and die, which is terrible. So if they have to code that in, beautiful, that would be amazing. Now let's get into the actual items they have. The crab has a claw, which does something very, very interesting. It extends the range of the player. In the trailer it only says that you're able to place blocks further. It doesn't say that you can mine them, and it doesn't say that you can hit things from further away. That is a bit of a bummer, that's quite upsetting. But even if it doesn't let you hit from further away, it might still let you break the blocks from further away, because that just makes sense. That's just, you know, place blocks, break blocks. It just makes sense. Good crap. And judging by how Mojang has implemented weird mobs and getting their items, like the frog with the frog lamps, it has to eat slimes and stuff. And then the goat having to hit its head on a tree for you to get its horns. I'm assuming that because of those things, you're not going to be able to get the crab claw. You're not going to be able to get the crab claw by killing the crab. Right? I'm assuming that what's going to happen is the crab is going to just molt its claw off and you're just going to find it, which means that would be incredibly easy to farm, because you just need one crab. And then you wait for however long it takes, probably a long time, but we won't know unless we vote for crab. Now, about the use of the crab claw. It extends the range, yes, but how are we going to use it? I have two ideas. You either put it in your offhand, and it extends the range while you have it in your offhand, which kind of makes sense, and technically it would make it a tool, which means that it would have durability, which also means that you will probably be able to enchant it with mending, unbreaking, and maybe, just maybe, new enchantments, specifically for the crab claw, like giving you even more range. That'd be pretty cool. And third, and probably most dumb option that I have thought about, is it literally implements accessories, and you can add it as an accessories next to your armor bar, kind of how Terraria does it. I'm 100% sure that's not going to happen, but it would be pretty cool. Now, this might be a little bit of a stretch, but there have been biome votes in the past, and one of the biomes that was in those votes is the swamp biome, which did end up being updated. I'm not sure if it won the votes, but also I don't care, because it's nice now. Kind of. We have the mangrove, I guess that counts. And technically the crab is a swamp creature, so if they add the crab, then there might be some changes to the swamp as well. Speaking of which, the armadillo lives in hot biomes, meaning that the other hot biomes, like Badlands, Desert, and Savannah, might also get updated, because those were on the vote, right? They were on the vote, and if the armadillo gets added, they might be updated in future updates, which means that in savannas we might have ostriches and termites. In deserts we might have meerkats, but in the deserts there'll be trees. There'll be definitely trees. In the Badlands we would have cactuses, a new type of cactus, like the big bushy spread out cactus, and tumbleweeds, and also vultures. But this is all just incredible stretches. I'm not sure this would happen. But depending on which mob we vote, the biomes where they are might also be updated. Right, now 2 things I've noticed from the trailer that the armadillos might do. First one is that they're incredibly shy, so they're probably going to be running away like ocelots, and if you keep following them they might just turn into a ball. And the second thing is that the ball form in the trailer got hit by the boat and stopped the boat, which might be a stretch again, but it could mean that the armadillo turning into a ball basically locks himself down, turning himself into a block, basically. Because it can also turn into a ball, it probably means that it has the shulker mechanics, where being a ball means it has higher defense, just more health in general, so you're gonna have to hit it a lot more for it to die. But I don't think you need to kill the armadillo to get the scoots, which is the thing that they drop, because in the trailer they just dropped them, which makes me think it probably just sheds the scoots eventually, just over time, which would make farming them incredibly easy again, because you only need one in a box with a hopper under it and a chest. That's it. That's just it. It's incredible. Same with the crab though. Now the scoots can be used to make dog armor. And at first you might think, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, dog armor. You can give extra health to your furry friend, to your 4-legged buck. And eventually you might realize that armor isn't really that helpful for dogs, because they teleport in lava, they just fall off cliffs, at least in the first day of you having them. because then you leave them in a house and they're safe forever in a cozy place. However, they can still die because mobs do still attack them, and if they're sitting down, they have no way of winning. They just die, they're lost causes, it's terrible. However, there might be a solution, because with the dog armor, not only will they have extra health, but you might be able to enchant it, which means that you could add thorns on it, mending and unbreaking 3, and then the XP they get from killing a mob while sitting, because they have thorns, will not only regenerate the armor, but also keep them safe by killing the mobs. Right? That makes sense. And it would also mean that AFK-able XP and item farms they can work without you ever being there. Because the dogs could just kill stuff like skeletons, and the thorns or protection or whatever you put on the armor might help them a lot. And then the XP can just be turned into skulk, because we have skulk, and that's amazing. Just sent away into a deposit, and then when you come back, you mine all the skulk, you get all the items, and you didn't even have to be there. It is absolutely amazing. If that is the case, then the armadillo is probably just the best option. At least in my opinion. But then again, I am incredibly biased, because I love the armadillo. Armadillos are my favourite animal, just by far. My profile for YouTube is an armadillo, and it is so cute. I honestly think armadillos might be the best choice. And how could you not think that? Like, look at them, they're so cute. They're just little guys. They turn into balls, and they're so freaking cute. But anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope I managed to change your opinions a little bit to vote for the armadillo, but also just maybe made you realize some mobs are better than others. Because we've all seen what happened in the past, voting for the Phantom and the Glow Squid. We don't want that to happen again, do we? We wouldn't want that again. Those mistakes, they'll forever stay with us. And there's no way to change the past. So vote now and see what happens, because I've got absolutely no clue, but I sure do hope the armadillo wins.